Mr. Krishnan Akhileswaran, CFO of Apollo Hospitals, shares insights on the strategic partnership between Apollo Hospitals and Innoviti. Why did Apollo choose Innoviti as their technology partner, despite the presence of other players?
So one thing has been that Innoviti has been an early stage entrant into this, and hence has gained reputation and trust much ahead of some of the others. That's one which I would like to give credit to your founders and your founder team and your leadership and all of you. But with that, today, importantly, if you look at, let me take a step back and see us into other areas that where I engage with some of the other partners. When it comes to banks, outside of Innoviti, I'm saying when I go with banks, the 2 or 3 large banks like HDFC, ICICI, SBI are kind of cornering most of the value in the ecosystem today. The large are becoming larger. The big is definitely not. The small has a role to play, but the smaller players are really playing a role in a very different landscape. Maybe in the retail space, etc. on the banks. But when it comes to larger requirements of people like us, I think with these 3 banks of HDFC, ICICI, SBI, I don't really need anyone else. So most often than not, many banks who knock my doors really don't find an entry into Apollo. It's a sad thing, but it's a true thing, because all of these people are able to really take care of the needs. In some way, I guess Innoviti being an early entrant, one of the things that was important for us was the scale play that Innoviti had, and the experience that you had, and also the technological prowess. I guess these were the 3 reasons that we said, okay, we will go with Innoviti. The other point was, as I did take a decision at that point in time that I would like to be bank agnostic. Like all of us know that, for you, maybe banks are larger partners as opposed to merchants, or I don't know how your business model is, but HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, etc., also have partners with people like you on the back, and they were themselves willing to place your POS, etc., with us at no cost. We then said, no, I would be better off having some neutral player like you. The cost is not a formidable cost for me to bear. It's okay, in the overall scheme of things. By that, I can really work with independent set of banks to maximize or minimize rather on my transaction cost with them, which is a better way to work as opposed to being a captive with 1 or 2 banks, which then makes it difficult for me to disengage from them. Which is one of the reasons that neutrality was one of the reasons that we decided that, okay, we don't go with the larger banks who themselves were more than willing to really absorb 100% of your placement costs, etc. We said, no, we don't want to go that model. We are better off going with someone like you. And I guess so. The 2 reasons is scale and experience, the technology prowess that you possessed, and I guess in some way or form your nimbleness, and your forthcoming approach was the reasons that we selected Innoviti.
Share 2 values that brand Innoviti should preserve, and 2 things it should do differently.
No, I think the 2 values that you should preserve is already, which I said, nimbleness and and your forthcoming approach. These are 2 which are very important. It's for every industry, it's for every company. So we have to keep ourselves open on customer feedbacks and figure out how to continuously keep engaging. But I do see that you are fast, you're nimble, you embrace newer products and programs as a company, and I would think that you would continue to do that even going forward.
Which of Innoviti's core values resonates with you as a customer?
I think what you have done today itself is a very good value that you have, right? You are trying to learn from people like us as well, in some way opening up the floor to kind of engage with a customer, to allow your employees to listen to your consumer and your customer and get some feedback from them. That itself really provides that the curiosity angle of what you said is clearly endorsed by what you're doing here as in terms of an engagement. Even if it's a 20-minute engagement, I think it's a good engagement for someone to think, introspect, and see what you can do better today. Every day is a different day for all of us, And so long as you perform the day well, I guess, we will see a better month, a better year, a better decade. So I guess, I look at it like that. What have you achieved in the last 10 hours of of yesterday, or the 10 hours that is going to follow today? I think all of you as youngsters, and all of you will have to keep doing the right things. You are the new India for us, and we all look forward to a much better India, under all of your able guidances as well. So I guess, I think your curiosity and urgency is something that you have as your core values you set, and I can see that happening even now.
Share your views on the future of cash versus digital payments at POS in the future.
No, I think you are in the industry more than I am, more a user, but I think you guys are at the cusp of the change that India is witnessing, right? I think, if I'm not wrong, 15 lakh crore was the UPI payments last month, if I'm not wrong about that number. Clearly, UPI has taken India to a much different level. Even, not any one of us foresee this kind of change, which was going to be ushering into India 5 years back when UPI really started. And I think people like Innoviti have been in this even earlier, right? I think you started with the point of sales machine. From there on, now, you're now figuring out what next, etc. It's a challenging journey, because one of the things that I generally believe is digital is here to stay, which I'm able to see, no doubt about it. But for us, I think if you look back, I think digital is here to stay. I think some numbers that I would like you to also remember is, one is the digital part. The other side, which I am really, really very bullish about, is the whole financial inclusion piece, which India has just started to witness, right? Because if you look at the vast majority of Indians who were earlier outside of the financial inclusiveness, if you will, most of them are getting into this whole gamut of financial inclusiveness, be it through fintech, be it through microfinance, be it through whatever means. And all of this, what it does is it brings you into a particular era of being able to digitally transact significantly, and all of this is going to become digital. So I guess, agility and seamless transition for merchants is going to be important in some way or form. But I think here I would really believe that cash is a bygone era. I think all of us are, earlier on it was that merchants who were asking cash from us. Today, if you look and go and pay a 500 rupee note to the merchant will actually say, sir, don't you have Google Pay, or don't you have Phone Pay? It's the other way around. It's a push that they are, they are pushing us back, saying, why don't you go digital and pay me, digitally, because I don't have the change to give you back. So I guess it's here to stay, be it peer-to-peer, peer-to-merchant, whatever. I think, and today we are able to do significant amount of transactions digitally, right? Today, all of us have probably done something home by paying digitally, right? I think, we also have Apollo 24/7, which is which is today India's largest, digital healthcare service app, where we are able to do 25,000 home delivery of medicines every single day. We are seeing so many people actually transact sitting in Bombay for their mother or father in Calcutta, which means, the mother or father is in Calcutta and they are actually buying medicines sitting in Bombay, ordering through Apollo 24/7 to be delivered to their home, using digital means. And all of this is being powered by people like you in a different way, right? I guess, so I am quite excited about the future, and all of you should equally be. And I guess, looking forward to a lot of exciting, innovations as well from people like you.